Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Boomer Breakdown. Today, Oklahoma defeats Kansas State 37-31. Sorry for the typo there. Um, in a game where Oklahoma, in a lot of ways, well, maybe not in a lot of ways, but I think it's more of the same. I think in terms of inconsistencies throughout the game um, that we witnessed from Oklahoma today. And sorry, I got the right graphic up there now. Um, more of the same in terms of 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. So I think the good news is Oklahoma goes to 5-0 on the season, 2-0 in conference play, sets up a huge game for Red River. So many years Oklahoma's gone into this game with a loss last year, and Oklahoma has the second longest winning streak in the country at 13 games, just behind Alabama, I believe, at either 18 or 19 right now. So I think that those are the good things that you look at if you're an Oklahoma fan. I think other positives: the offensive line was better today, much better in the run game. I think Oklahoma ran for looks like 32 carries for 132 yards, 4.1 yards per carry. So a lot better. Not as good as you would like it to be. I think if you're Oklahoma, to be able to make the play action pass work and make your downfield passing game work as well as you would like it to, you need to be 150, 175 is probably the sweet spot that Oklahoma would look at. However, having said that, you like where you're at if you're Oklahoma, specifically the limited amount of possessions that you had in the first half. You only had the one interception. You didn't punt the ball at all throughout the entire game. But so I think those are good signs. Rattler was good, much better for the most part. Another interception where he's having more and more late throws and just inaccurate throws at times. There was he leads him to the end zone and more towards the middle of the field. That's probably a touchdown. There's another big play that he missed early in the game on the slant route. But there's not a whole lot of things that you can say bad. And those things are just nitpicking. 22 out of 25 for 243 yards, 2 touchdowns, and just that one interceptions, as I mentioned. So offense played much better, almost 400 yards of total offense, 37 points. That's something that certainly Oklahoma looks forward can look forward to in terms of increased production. I think more than anything, what watching this game, you looked at the offensive line was able to get a little bit more of a push. Um, in the running game, Rattler wasn't running for his life. Loved the game plan by Lincoln Riley getting him out. This is one thing I mentioned earlier in the week that I think that Oklahoma would simplify the offense a little bit. You saw a lot more zone running schemes from Oklahoma today, which made it a little bit simpler. You saw a little bit more sprint outs, more bootlegs, just getting Rattler out of the pocket. I think it's a win-win. He seems to throw much better outside of the pocket when he's on the run. Plus, you kind of get away from the protection issues that you can have up front a little bit. They still got to get a lot better play from their tackle position. Anton Harrison went out of the game early in the first half, just was ineffective. Wanye Morris, really wasn't much better. Anton Harrison came back. So, again, I think Tyrese Robinson wasn't very good at all. I think interior, they played well, I think, but your tackles did not play well, for the totality of the game. So, and then moving on to the defense, I thought was outside of the Tulane game, I thought this was the poorest tackling game Oklahoma has had this year. Skylar Thompson threw for over 300 yards. Didn't do too bad on the running game. Deuce Vaughn 15 carries for 51 yards overall, just 100 yards given up on the ground. However, like I said, Skylar Thompson 29 out of 41, 320 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no interceptions. So the back end was not as strong as you need them to be. So a lot of poor tackling, a lot of bad coverage, specifically by Jaden Davis. He struggled in the pass game, pretty much all day long. Had an easy interception, maybe not an easy interception, but he had an interception that he should have made. Key Lawrence had an interception he should have made. They did get the fumble recovery early in the game on that first drive by Kansas State, but this team. I said this in a group chat. This team finds more ways to make games that should be comfortable, competitive. They find more ways to not find ways to finish a game. You're in complete control of this game. What 34-17. At one point, then you get it back to 37-24, a little bit more comfortable. Then you give up then you have that just bonehead play by Tyrese Robinson on the field goal. Puts Kansas State in a good position in terms of that kickoff, and then the kickoff return, which I don't know that Malik Knowles was even touched in that game. So, or in that kickoff, I should say. So, again, you see things that they do a little bit better at, and then you see areas of weakness on this team, areas that they've struggled. They can't so far this season. They can't seem to get to a spot, guys, where they are playing complementary football. When the defense plays really well, Nebraska, West Virginia, the offense has struggled, and then when the offense has played really well, for the most part, played winning football. Today against Kansas State and then against Tulane, the defense doesn't come together. Maybe next week Texas would be the perfect opportunity for both the offense and defense to play together and to play complementary football. But we'll certainly get into that, because it's officially now Texas week. But just putting a bow on this. I don't know how confident everybody was coming into this game. I kind of it was I thought it would be a little bit more low scoring than it was. Oklahoma offense played a little bit better than I thought they would, but the defense played not quite as well as I anticipated coming in. So I think before the game I predicted 27-21 Oklahoma. So I was pretty close. I was right there, just a little bit. Thought a little bit more high scoring than I thought it was going to be.